Hey everybody, bit of a short tip today. So I've shared before mounting blanks with a worm screw in a chuck. Generally, I'm always showing more normal size bowls, 12, 15, maybe even 18 inches. But I have to turn a few monsters this week, so I thought I would share that the same method works big with a few precautions. So rather than buy a chuck that is dedicated to just having a worm screw, I think pretty much every brand has it. I like the Vicmark VM120. They usually come with these worm screws. I usually buy a couple extras because you will eventually bend them. You can bend them back. They eventually snap. So they're cheap, they're effective, and if you snap this, you can replace the screw rather than a whole chuck. So super simple, just mounts right in the chuck. It's about 1.5 inches for depth. So I usually mark my drill bit with 1.5 inches just so I don't go too deep so it doesn't affect the cores underneath. One trick that I'll share, so say you're turning something that's smaller and thinner and you don't have 1.5 inches to work with, you can make yourself some plywood spacers. Just drill a hole, and now we've got it down to 1 inch. You can double that up. I wouldn't go, much more than 3/4 of an inch. Like, you need at least a little bit of bite. That said, I do not use this style of mounting without tailstock support. I know some people do. It just freaks me out, especially when, like with this blank and some of these bigger ones, they're all chainsaw processed. They're not done in the sawmill. So they're not perfectly square, perfectly flat. They're close, but it's better safe than sorry. So, anyhow, that said, so another close up. Here's a little worm screw. Fits perfectly into their jaws. You could, and I will. So this blank is 19 by 11 inches thick. I have a few 24 by 11s that I'm going to turn. I will most likely put bigger jaws on. It'll give me a little bit more of a press plate, so to speak. It gives you a little more stability. But anything up to 18, 20 inches, I feel like this 5-inch or so footprint is enough. From there, I'm simply going to drill this hole to depth. And she's ready to mount. So the biggest caution that you have to take is that when you start threading this on, you try not to let all the weight go onto this because it will bend. Other than that, I just turn the lathe down nice and slow and grin and grunt, so to speak. Once that's secure, slide the tailstock in. And as far as I'm concerned, this is just as secure at this point as a face plate, as long as this tailstock's here. So, just words of caution. If you're working with really solid wood, there's not cracks and stuff, maybe you don't need to worry, but like this blank's got a little bit of bark. There are no cracks, it's not questionable otherwise. So same rules still apply. Stay out of the line of fire. Make sure that when stuff comes flying off, like big chunks of bark or big chunks of wood, they're not going to hit you somewhere that it won't feel good. So anyhow, I hope that helps everybody. I am still working on the 60-degree grind video that I really wanted to release this week. After messing around with it for several weeks now, I've decided that it is better to just break it into individual parts, and I'll do short videos for every little thing that I use that 60-degree grind for, as opposed to trying to cram it into a video that's going to be 20 minutes long and everybody's going to lose interest. So want to miss when I do launch those, either sign up for my Wood Turning Tip Tuesday email newsletter, the link will be in the comments below, or subscribe to this channel. So anyhow, everybody, until next time, have a good one. Take care.